Hello guys, Omni here. The trailer for Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind, the upcoming DLC to continue the story of Kingdom Hearts 3, which launched earlier this year. Now, this trailer, as you probably know, especially if you're a Kingdom Hearts fan, this leaked on the internet earlier this week. And thankfully, the community, at least of which that I follow online and social media, has already been very well versed in combating this sort of thing. Even the people that did actually watch it themselves weren't participating and passing around the that naughty link to the unlisted video on YouTube. So thankfully, I've had very little of this spoiled. I have unfortunately seen a screenshot or two of some things that are going to show up in this. So that being said, I think that's pretty good. Pretty good to avoid so much of that with how social media just kind of floods the internet with spoilers, if Baby Yoda's any indicator of that. But anyway, that being said, we're going to dive right into the Kingdom Hearts State of Play Remind trailer. All right, here we go. It's time.
But if we still remember him, then he must still be with us.
But we've been searching everywhere.
Riku came to Radiant Garden. Yes. Really?
So,
how's that going to come into play? What the heck?
You have also taken the forbidden path. You must be ready to make the ultimate sacrifice.
What? Wait, Ven, Roxas, that's everybody.
If this box is
Fighting the 13?
as you say, why now?
hey, I thought you'd be gone by now. You're
Okay. Wait, one-on-ones? Or what? Data battles? That's Ansem. There's Larxene. These look like one-on-one fights.
to just follow my heart. But follow my heart.
Huh. Is he like diving into everyone's heart?
Trace the connection.
They're both in the final world. Okay. I saw this. I couldn't avoid this. Now, why couldn't she have done that the first time around? Just saying. I know we can explore Scala a little bit now.
Are you sure about
Huh.
this?
Yes. But don't worry. I'm not alone this time.
You yourself will vanish from this
Chirithi.
world. And without your powers, you can't return to the world you came from.
I've been having these weird thoughts lately.
What?
Is this for real or not?
Yozora? What does that mean? January 23rd. Oh, that's gonna be a busy week because that's when Crisis is coming back. Oh, let's pause this. So here we are. Price points and what it contains. Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind, $29.99. Not too bad. Additional story, Remind. Limited cut episode with 13 boss battles. So I'm willing to bet the 13 of those is going to be organization members. We're pretty much going to maybe getting just the data battles again in some new format. Secret episode with a different boss battle. Data greeting feature. I don't know what that means. Slideshow feature. Maybe for the photos that you've taken. A premium menu. Diverse difficulty settings and gameplay challenges. Don't know what that could mean. And then what we got another package here. It's $10 more, $39.99. Includes a concert video with 19 additional tracks. Okay, so the patch update version 1.07 will include free DLC, which includes a main story update, new abilities added, and the Keyblades, Oathkeeper, and Oblivion, plus new form changes added. Dude, yes. Now, can you dual wield them? That's a good question that I want to know. I doubt it. I think Sora at this point just doesn't have that ability now, but that's just my guess. I don't know. Aside from that, in-game requirements required to acquire keyblades, blah, 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 sharing features expanded. Dude, awesome. So we've got a lot more playable characters going this time around. We saw it in the last trailer. You know, we got some gameplay with Aqua. We got some gameplay with Riku again, Ventus, Roxas too, I believe. I feel like we're going to get probably the individual perspective from all of the battles at the end, where you had the gauntlet, where pretty much everybody was in some kind of fight with the organization towards the end, was where we were playing specifically Sora's point of view. I feel like we're going to go back and get the point of view from the characters actually fighting in those moments and get their perspective on it, maybe before Sora arrives, or what happens once Sora leaves and goes on to the next fight. Get to see how those things interplay. I know we just kind of, Terra just up and disappeared for a little while. So, well, Lingering Will did. So I'm curious to see how that pans out and what other story elements we're going to get. And how significant are these episodes going to be? Are they going to be individual storylines, expansions? Are they going to be the different perspective points of view things? What's the main story update? Is it going to be like an epilogue? I really want to know more about this, and it doesn't really go too much into it. When this trailer came out, I did read a synopsis that it kind of had this screen, something similar to this. And it said something about Sora, while trying to go back and save Kairi, goes back to where the battle begins at the Keyblade Graveyard and then experiences these things as they're happening. So maybe he's just kind of there as a third-party viewer. I don't know. It just seems really weird, and I'm curious to see how they're doing it, because the way this kind of plays it up is almost like they're remaking the entire last half of the game, either from a different perspective, or there's just going to be a lot more thickness put in there to pad it out a little bit more, to give it some more depth. A lot of that depth that people were kind of wanting in the initial game. And I'm going to say, I know this is a huge thing for some people right now who thinks all of this should have been in the main game to begin with. That being said, that's a fair argument. But if you've been around, if you've been a Kingdom Hearts fan for a long time, this is nothing unfamiliar. This is essentially a early released final mix version of the game, which always added more to the story, more perspectives. Primarily in both initial releases of both Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, we only really got Sora's point of view, yet the final mix added additional characters' point of view, which filled in and complemented the story and gave us some more answers for some of the things that didn't come out in the initial line of the story. And that was a continuing trend that happened throughout the series. And this is nothing different. And rather than paying for a full second copy of the game at full price, we're getting all of the expansion stuff, because DLC is a thing that has happened since the last main titled Kingdom Hearts game, that we can just add that in. Not a full price. You didn't have to do it. You could have even waited until this point and then bought it now and stopped complaining. The complaining is just, I just can't get on board with it. I can't. I don't see it. If you've been around, if you played Kingdom Hearts since the beginning, you should be used to this. This shouldn't be anything new to you. Now, if you came in playing the collections, I kind of get it a little more there, because you didn't experience what it was like to play the initial base game and know that there is an expanded version of it out there across the ocean that we at the time thought we were never going to get. The only way to do it was to import it, mod your PlayStation, and play it in Japanese. That's it. And here it is, laid out. Easy to digest, easy to get. Calm down. I'm so excited to get back into this. I played and beat Kingdom Hearts 3 times through on every difficulty so far. Well, once per difficulty. And I am really excited to actually get back into it, because I was just like, wow, all right. I binged the crap out of this game in its first run. I took the first week off from work just to play this game. Got the platinum trophy on it. Good to go. Streamed it on Twitch, and I will be back doing that once this comes out. And I cannot wait. I want to dive into these storylines, figure out what is going on, where this is going from here, because this is still my favorite video game franchise, series, all of it. And, you know, bringing back the Final Fantasy characters was something that I feel like this story needed, especially to show the growth and the end of this saga, because they were there and helped in so many key points. If there was one major complaint that I had with the base version of the game, is just the lack of the Radiant Garden crew. And because you wouldn't really have this journey if they weren't there to get Sora on his way. You know, Leon, Yuffie, and Aerith, more than anybody, Sid included, you know, Cloud is a nice little add-on. Cloud and Sephiroth, nice little additions, but the really core of what Sora and his journey started is Donald, Goofy, and the Final Fantasy crew. The whole thing was about reclaiming their home, Radiant Garden, Hollow Bastion. And, you know, to tie back into that, back to the beginning, to be there in Radiant Garden and not ever see or walk across any of them while all this crazy stuff is happening. Sora's biggest fight ever is happening and they're just nowhere to be found. Just felt really empty to me. That was the only real criticism that I had about it. And I like that we're getting them back. Of course, it's not with Sora. It seems to be Riku is going to them, trying to find help, see if they've seen Sora, anything they can do that might give him clues or hints, knowledge they might have to help him find Sora. So who knows? I'd like to see Cloud. I mean, Cloud's my favorite, but I love Leon. I love Squall. He's definitely my second favorite Kingdom Hearts character. God, spoiled here by this. Final Fantasy character. He's definitely one of my favorites, and definitely this version of him, and just that team, that dynamic. I mean, it's a core part of what brought this all together was the combining of the elements of Disney and Final Fantasy, and that is just the core, the roots of all of this. So definitely that was the biggest stick out thing from the base game that just always kind of bugged me. I understand the game was crowded to the brim with all kinds of characters that needed to have their stories concluded and all that, but that was just, they could have just been there. They could have not even had dialogue, just have them be there. But we're getting them. I know their models were already previously made, so all of this was obviously being worked on while the game was being released. This was already a part of the plan from the beginning to release an expansion on the game, much like they had been doing since 2003 when the final mix of Kingdom Hearts 1 came out. So, sorry, this isn't new. That is it. So I think it's that time. I'm going to pass this off to you guys. What did you guys think of the video? What did you think of the trailer? Sound off in the comments. We can have that conversation after the fact. I'd love to hear your theories on what all is going on. What is going on with Yozora at the end? That is it for this video. I'll catch you guys in the next one, and may your heart be your guiding key. Take care, everybody.